Hello, and welcome to the MyBFF Business Leaders Podcast, your new secret weapon for business success. Sponsored by MyBFF Social Media, Marketing, and Advertising. Make sure to hit subscribe. Now let's get started.
All right, so today we're diving into something that's super relevant for y'all out there, real estate email marketing. Specifically, we're going to be looking at this platform, MyBFFSocial. They've got, let's just say, they've got a lot to say about what they offer. We're going to sift through their pitch and see what's actually useful, what you can actually use.
And even in those salesy bits, you find these little nuggets of what they think works, which is pretty telling in itself when you think about it.
Totally. Like, they keep saying email is direct and personalized. Okay, I get it. But why is that so important for real estate specifically? You'd think a billboard with a smiling face would do the trick, Rita.
Well, buying a house isn't like buying, a pair of shoes online. It's a massive decision, often tied up with emotions. People need to trust you, and a well-written email, it just builds that connection in a way a billboard or even a social media post just can't.
Okay, that makes sense. So instead of spamming everyone with the same old listings, imagine targeting, say, first-time homebuyers. MyBFFSocial is all about this idea of segmenting those folks, these micro niches.
Rightfully so. Because if you can speak directly to the concerns of a first-time buyer, maybe they're feeling overwhelmed, don't know all the jargon, you're going to stand out. And that's where their whole personalized content service comes in. They actually create these super targeted emails for you.
See, that's huge. Because who actually has time to write a novel for every single lead? But here's where it gets interesting. They're talking about drip campaigns. Is that as boring as it sounds?
Not at all. Picture this. Someone downloads your free guide on navigating closing costs. Boom, MyBFFSocial kicks in with a pre-written email sequence. Maybe an email with tips on finding a good inspector, then another on understanding mortgage rates. You're nurturing that lead without, lifting a finger.
Slick. And speaking of slick, they also mentioned design a lot. Makes sense, since real estate is all about visuals, right?
Oh, absolutely. People are practically touring homes on their phones these days. MyBFFSocial gets that. They're all about making sure your emails look amazing on any device, because otherwise, that stunning virtual tour you linked, totally lost.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, look, we'll make you look good so you can focus on closing deals. But even with all that, how do you know what's actually working?
Data, my friend. And MyBFFSocial, they're smart to highlight analytics, not just how many people opened your email. Those are vanity metrics. They're talking about clicks on your listings, signups for your events, real engagement. That's how you connect the dots between a targeted email and someone taking action.
Okay, so they're talking a big game, but can they back it up?
Well, they do mention some success stories. One client supposedly saw a 40% increase in lead engagement within 3 months.
Which begs the question, what does lead engagement actually look like in the real estate world? Are we talking about more phone calls, more showing requests? Ideally, offers on properties. Those are the outcomes that actually matter. And to their credit, they kind of connect those dots with another example they give, talking about a 25% rise in property inquiries directly because of MyBFFSocial's email campaigns. So are they onto something? Let's dig a little deeper.
Got to remember, even the best email platform, it's just a tool, right? MyBFFSocial, or any of them, needs a real strategy behind it.
Yeah, you're not going to automate your way to riches, right?
Yeah.
Put all your faith in tech without knowing your market, your clients. That's not a good look.
Nope, not at all. And to be fair, MyBFFSocial seems to get that they're not just selling software, but a whole real estate solution, which you got to admit is pretty smart.
Yeah, I see that. They really highlight their expertise, like having content writers who speak the language of, say, luxury condo buyers versus someone just starting out as a landlord.
It's almost like having a whole marketing department, but way cheaper, right?
Yeah, exactly. And for busy realtors, time is money. So if they can hand off the writing, the drip campaigns, they can get back to actually, building those relationships.
And it's not just about time, it's consistency, right?
Oh, right. MyBFFSocial really pushes those automated drip campaigns.
And it makes sense. Real estate is a long game. You got to nurture those leads, stay top of mind. So while you're out there closing deals, these emails are working in the background, providing value, reminding people you're the expert.
It's like they're saying, we'll do the hard work, you do the fun stuff, close those deals. But how do you keep that personal touch when things are, automated?
That's the trick, right? It's not about blasting everyone with the same generic message. You can use this, MyBFFSocial, to segment your audience. send targeted content, even personalized with names, property preferences, you name it. It's about making each person feel like you get them, even if a system's doing some of the work.
They keep using that phrase, unleash the power, right? But what does that even mean, the power of email marketing in real estate?
It's a good question. Definitely attention-grabbing. Makes it sound like email is going to magically transform a realtor's business. But the real power is if you can actually use it to hit your goals.
So is it about just getting more leads through the door? Or is it more about turning those leads into actual closed deals? I mean, maybe it's even bigger than that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's about building a brand so you become the realtor in your market.
Now, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's one that every realtor, they got to figure that out for themselves. Like we were saying, a fancy platform like MyBFFSocial, it's only as good as the strategy behind it, you know?
So less about buzzwords, more about figuring out what success looks like for you.
Exactly.
Like, are you all about those high-end properties where it's all about personal connections? Or are you working with first-time buyers who are glued to their phones expecting an answer like that?
Right.
Your email has got to match that.
It's got to match your audience, your goals, the whole 9 yards.
This whole deep dive, it's really shown that email marketing, it's way more than just blasting out listings, huh?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's about building those relationships, staying top of mind, giving your audience something of value.
Becoming that trusted advisor. The one they call when they're lost in the craziness of buying or selling a house.
And that's the cool part, right? Email, it can completely change a realtor's business if they use it the right way.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. If you were pitching email marketing to a client, what would be your power phrase? How would you convince them that email is the key to hitting their goals?
Something to chew on, right?
We will fill it.
Keep exploring, keep experimenting, and yeah, keep using that targeted email to, take your real estate game to the next level. Until next time.